Oh, hey, how you doing? Hello, how are you? You can hear me? I think
Hello. How are you guys doing?
good. You can hear me?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
cool. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Yes.
We was sitting here the whole time, but he just realized his phone was on vibrate and the message came through and we didn't even realize. You see nothing on the screen. Yeah. Sorry.
Technical difficulties happen.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your patience.
No problem.
You want to tell us a little about yourself?
My name is Michelle, of course, and I'm a world-renowned author of the book called I've Been There. My book basically is an autobiography about some things that I went through in my life as a child, dealing with trauma, um, sexual abuse, teen violence, and some other things. So that's in my book, I've Been There. A lot of times when you talk to people, they say, I've been there, or, oh, wow, I've been there. So that's basically where I got the title from the book from. I also have my own organization that comes from what I went through as a child. And that organization is called Unbreakable Faith. We are a nonprofit organization. We don't discriminate against anyone, sex, color, it doesn't matter. What we do is we mentor our youth and young adults about predators, sex trafficking. We educate them on basic learning skills. A lot of our youth, they don't know how to go on a job interview, something simple as that. And also we talk to them about self-esteem, dealing with their self-esteem. A lot of our youth are dealing with that because of social media. Social media will cause you to go into a deep depression. Social media will cause you to have anxiety. And so we educate our youth and young adults about social media and how to handle that when getting on social media, to make sure we're not sure who's really on the other end when they're playing games and whatnot. We really don't know. So we let them know, listen, don't give our information, play the game, enjoy yourself, have fun. But be careful at the same time. So that's and also I do workshops with parents. Parents need to know and understand what is going on with their children as far as their behavior, mood changes, and things of that nature. They need to be educated about that because, like I said, they're on social media. You don't know who's on the other line. And there are some mood changes. If the child is going to do some things, there are some things that we share with the caregivers and the parents in the workshop, some codes that our young people and our youth use. We share that information with them.
Yeah, I can relate to that because me at this age I am now, I'm still learning about job interviews. Still going on job interviews, making mistakes.
Always chasing our resume.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely commend you for that. Um, there's a lot of young people who I feel like just need somebody to look up to talk to. I feel like that's how I got started in my career. I'm a computer technician, and I feel like that's how I got started because my computer teacher, I looked up to him. He was a real down to earth person. Whatever I was, whatever I inquired about, he let me take it to, whatever limits he could let me take it to. I remember it being a bunch of broken computers on top of the shelf. And I said, hey, can I take those computers up there apart? He said, yeah, sure. I said, go ahead, get it down. Like, and that's how I got into computers from there.
That's cool. I like that. You're a very smart, intelligent man.
Yeah.
Because computers, I do a little something, something, but really not that deep dive like that. Oh no. Mm-mm.
Where did you grow up?
I'm sorry.
Where did you grow up?
Where did I
City,
grow up?
South,
Yes.
South City.
I'm a true Charlottean.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm truly in
North
Charlotte. I've been
Carolina.
here all my
Okay.
life.
We have a lot of family in South Carolina.
Oh, really? Okay. What part of South Carolina? Lawrence.
Marion. That's the only part I know. Do you know the rest?
No. I haven't been there since I was about like 8 years old.
Yeah, and last time I've been there, I was probably like 8 too, and I just remember never wanting to go back out there again because
In a small town. Was it a small
it's,
town?
it was a small town. It was a
Yes.
small town.
Yeah.
One of my aunts, he had a trailer. It didn't have a bathroom, so we had the outhouse, and it got really dark there at night. And I remember you just needed a flashlight to go anywhere outside, because it was pitch black out there.
Mm.
It was just darkness and bugs. That's it.
Let's get to the first Tasha.
Oh yeah, I forgot we on the timeline.
Yeah. Can you share some key insights or lessons from your book, I've Been There, and how it contributes to overall goals of Unbreakable Faith?
So one of the things, my book, it opens up. I always tell people that buy my book, please don't think that you're gonna read it by your bedside or at the pool. My book, I come in with a strong bang. I go straight to talking about what happened to me as a child. I want people to know that it's okay to have a past, but don't stay in the past. You need to keep moving forward. And that's what my book talks about. I'm very real in my book. I don't hold back. I share everything in my book. And so I want to educate our youth and young adults not to bash themselves or, I guess, it's just not to know that you've had someone that's been down that street, and I'm a strong advocate of it. I went through some things, and being the age that I am currently, during that time, you just didn't have any one saying counseling. I encourage youth and parents to get the counseling when I speak with them. But in my book, I let people know, be careful about getting married. I was married before, having children. Think about it. Don't let your past determine how your future is going to be, basically.
I definitely get that. I definitely understand. I tell people the same thing. Some
Mhm.
people have this idea in their head, like they have a fantasy as a young person, like I want to get married, I want to have this, I want to have that, and they just be so in a rush to do it that they end up making the wrong moves and the wrong decisions.
Man, I did that. Mm.
I see you do a lot of mentorships. So,
Yeah.
so how do you envision the mentorship program making a tangible impact on the lives of the youth, especially in terms of transformations and motivations?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, I worked with our local sheriff's department here last year. I worked with them, the juvenile system, and I went into the juvenile system to speak with young guys because the population of males is very low because they don't report it, because the stigma, if you will, is that if you say something about someone violating you as a male, then you have to be gay, or you're no longer a young man, what have you. So while I was in there, one of the programs that I taught was called ATM. And so when I introduced it to the guys, they were like, okay. I'm like, what is this? They were like, money, ATM, that's money. And I said, right. So we're going to talk about it in a different way. And I explained to them this program, it stands for Amazingly Transformed Motivated Youth. And so we went into talking about, it was a 4-week program. I would go in and meet with them twice a week, and once or twice a week. And we would talk about, one of the things we would talk about is how they view themselves. As an ATM machine, we make deposits into ourselves. So one of the things I told them, what is deposited into you? At an ATM, you can make a withdrawal. So the things that are negative that happen to you, then you need to withdraw from your life. And then the other one is it's the motivation part, and to make sure that they're checking and balancing themselves. That was the other part. Do a check and balance. Make sure you're okay. Make sure that you're in the right space. And so I talked with them about that while and they were incarcerated until they closed the facility down. I did that last year with the sheriff department.
Okay. Yes, that's very, very deep. So the sheriff department, it's the South. You hear a lot of stuff about the South, racism, stuff like that. You're African American. Do you feel racism from the police out there? And
Yes,
do the youth feel racism from the police out there?
absolutely. Yes. It
Do
is
you,
definitely vivid. You can see it, and it's a shame that we have to tell our young boys to be careful when they're driving down the road.
Yeah,
If the police are behind you, make sure you doing what you're doing, and if you get pulled over, make sure both hands are on the steering wheel. Those type of things. Don't raise your voice. Don't get smart. Well, we didn't have to worry about those things when I was growing up.
mhm.
My husband actually was a officer in South Carolina. So a lot of things he and I talk about in regards to the police.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
but it seems like this sheriff is different from the other sheriffs and other police out there.
Well, he's very involved with the youth, and he doesn't even like to say that they are inmates. He calls them residents. They're residents.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, he's very involved when it comes down to the youth. I've spoken with him quite a few times.
Words mean a lot. Like for example, I never tell no kid that they bad. I bet you misbehaving, but I would never say you bad. Because telling them they bad, they may actually think they a bad person. No, you're just misbehaving. You're acting out right now. Chill out.
Yep,
I definitely.
yep. There is
So
no
my next
bad
question,
child. God didn't create anything bad.
exactly. My next question for you is: in what ways does Unbreakable Faith address mental health challenges among youth, and how does the behavioral health coaching components contribute to overall well-being?
Oh, yeah. So, what we do, as I stated earlier, we encourage our youth to go to counseling if they feel that anxiety. Some of the steps that we teach them as far as learning skills, it's not just about jobs, but also with dealing with trauma. When a youth is dealing with a lot of trauma, you need to be able to release without being so mad and so vulgar with it. We want them to take deep breaths. We teach them about how to breathe. We also teach them about writing in a journal. Sometimes you can't express how you're feeling, so write it down. And going back to being mad, they are mad at the person that violated them, but they will take it out on anybody that's in their space. And not realize this is something deeper. It's not you. So we pulled that out of them to really think about what it is that's bothering you to cause you to go a different route. We don't want to see you do that. So with the life skills, we teach them all of that. And if they want to go further, we actually share, our counseling with them. I believe in counseling so much because I didn't get it. A lot of things in my life that I did, I would not have done them if I believe if I went through counseling. because I was searching and seeking for attention. I wanted the attention. And so I did a lot of things wrong, a lot of things I shouldn't have done.
I feel like a lot of things that happen in life is temporary, and we have a bad habit of thinking that it's forever. You know,
You think we have a bad habit of thinking what? I didn't hear you.
that these things last forever when
Oh,
something temporary.
yeah.
And it's, some people make things. I'm not gonna say they make it more than what it is, but they let them affect them in a negative way. You
Yes.
know, that's what I was trying to get out.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They let it does come out in a negative way. That's why we have to work with our youth and young adults to make sure that it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah,
It just needs to be, we have to have more people advocating for our youth. That's the bottom line. We need more people advocating for our youth. Our youth are broken. Our youth are hurt, and it's some type of trauma. It may not be sexual trauma. It's something that has happened in their life. Divorce is trauma, that's abandonment. So now you have to deal with this and also go to school and do math and come home and do some cleaning and make friends on the street. It's just too much.
yes.
And you got abandonment right here. And so now when you get with these people, here you go. You're going out this way because you're looking for that portion that's missing.
And a lot of people don't understand the importance of parenting, because I feel like there's an attack on our youth going on right now through TV, music, and media, and it's hard because it's like you could teach your kids the right way, but when they get around society and they see things and they like, I want this, I want that, and then society has a negative influence on them,
Mm-hmm.
it's tough. It's
Yes,
tough.
it is. We actually had a topic on Monday podcast, and one of the topic was, do Black men have it the hardest? And we all agreed yes.
Mm.
And
Oh, wow.
I list certain things like Black people Black men gotta deal with racial profiling, they gotta deal with false accusations, they gotta deal with disrespect from their own community, their own
Mm.
women. They get demasculated by their own women,
Yeah.
by their finances, by what car they drive, the way they dress,
Yeah.
the way they talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I feel like women go through the same things too.
Yeah.
Because there's the stigma that whenever a man gets money or becomes successful, he has to go and get himself a white girl. You know?
I'm not trying to go off topic though.
No, but it has to do because Black men talk down about Black women. So that's what I'm trying to get at. And I don't like it. I don't like it.
All right, I'm gonna go to the next question. How does Unbreakable Faith empower you to identify and solve problems within the community? And what positive change have you witnessed as a result of these efforts?
Okay. Yeah. So with Unbreakable Faith, we go out in the community and we actually have now a blanket and coat drive that we're doing with the youth to give back to the community, to let them know, you still can make it. You still can do well. And we also have back to school bash. And with our back to school bash, we set it up, we get our DJ in there, we get down and we enjoy ourselves. Parents come in and enjoy themselves as well. We want to make our youth relax,
Yeah.
have fun,
Yeah.
enjoy, because it's like you stated earlier. You don't have to live in that past. Let's move out. Let's come
Yeah.
on. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I find it funny that you just talk about it so happily, like giving out book bags, like just so happy. We got a person that work with us, a partner with us, and she owns a nonprofit. She always sounds like that when you tell. She's like, oh, I got 30 days to get $5,000 for these book bags, this and that. I don't know, this and that. So totally different from how you put it.
I love the youth. My heart is, that's why I stay so young, and look so young. People don't believe my age. My oldest child is 33.
Oh wow. Wow, okay. Look good. That's great. That's great.
That's what they say. Everybody says that. They're like, what? But it's
Oh,
being
God.
around the youth. I love to enjoy myself. When we get together, we do crazy, silly things. And like I said, I'm real. I love to have fun. I love
Yeah.
it.
So running a nonprofit is not overwhelming to you sometimes?
Oh yeah, I can't say that it's not. Now I have a lot of podcasts I've been on, and yeah, sometimes it just I get that way at the well right now the coat drive at probably about December. It's gonna be December the 16th. So probably about December the 9th, I'll start saying, okay, how many coats we got, how many blankets we got? Okay, we good. Right now it's okay. I do sometimes. It's not too bad. My husband said that I overthink sometimes. That's whatever.
Yeah,
I want it
I have
perfect.
that
I want it
habit.
right.
I have that habit also, overthinking. I feel like there's nothing wrong with overthinking. Um, because I feel like sometimes I feel like there's other people that don't do enough thinking. And
Absolutely, right?
yeah, and they are so rational with their thoughts and their decisions. And it's like if you just take the time and think about what you're about to say and do, it wouldn't come out that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So my next question for you is, what metrics or indicators does Unbreakable Faith use to measure the success of its program? And how can you share any success stories, testimonials that highlight the impact of the lives of the youth and the young adults you serve?
Yeah, so we were there was a particular male at the juvenile detention center during our discussion. We always give the discretion that if you feel weight or pressure or overwhelmed, let me know, and I'll make sure that we back up and make sure we get you some help. This young gentleman, he expressed that he was he was molested by his uncle, and he never told anyone except for his mother. And I was very shocked that he came out the way that he did with it. But he shared it, and after we talked, I did let the staff know that he needed counseling. A lot of our young boys are in the juvenile system, and it's just because of things that happened to them. Um, and there was a lady, um, hold on one second, my computer about to close. Oh Lord, I forgot hold on one second, please.
That's probably. You're back.
Hate that I didn't hook up my computer. My apologies. But continue with that young man. He did receive counseling, so that's a good productive thing that came out of it. There was a young girl who came to me and whispered in my ear that was there at the detention center to let me know that she had been raped on the street, and she was 16. And I did also let staff know about her. There are stories that I asked them to anonymously tell me some stories, and then there are some people that we've talked to that actually get back with us and let us know because of what we did, the training that we had with them, the workshops. They feel a lot better. They feel the weight lifted off of them. There, quite a few stories have come back to me.
Yeah.
It's I feel a lot of people have similar stories, and it's sad because we keep getting hurt people that hurt people, and
Yeah,
the cycle continues.
you're right.
And like it's getting higher and higher every year. Um,
It really is.
mhm. So
Our youth want to be like Cardi B. They want to be like
Yeah,
Nicki Minaj and the Stallion. They want to do that. And
yeah.
I tell the youth, they are performing.
It,
That's what they
and
do.
this is what people don't understand. Like they are paid to promote poison to youth.
same thing like the guys, Jay-Z, Future, Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
They're not living this life or teaching their kids this life. Like it's crazy.
You know, it's funny on that. My next question to you is, how does Unbreakable Faith encourage and support youth exploring entrepreneurial ventures, fostering a spirit of innovation and self-sufficiency beyond traditional career paths?
Okay, so what we do, we have, in school you have career day when someone comes to
Yeah.
school with you and eat lunch. So with the youth, we do something similar to that, where we have professionals come in and talk with them about various things. Like there, somebody may want to be a model, we talk to them and let them know this is something you can do. Some of that feedback comes back, this is what I want to do in life. And so we look for entrepreneurs that do that type of thing. A lot of poetry that our youth, I find that our youth love. And so you got some that want to be rappers and some that want to be singers. And so I do have a comedian and different people come in and talk to these babies about how hard it is and how easy it is on one end. They let them know behind the scenes there is work, but when you get through the process, you're going to feel the gratitude, and you're also going to feel the success of it all.
I agree. Sometimes the harder you work for things, the more you appreciate them. If
Okay.
you just have something handed to you, it might make you crazy. It might make you crazy.
That goes back to what we were just talking about. Those famous people, their children, they have maids and stuff. They spend time with their children, but most of the time they don't. They come home and visit the child. They on tour.
Yeah.
What time you spending with your child, and you all over Japan, and you going out to Australia and all that? You can say you're taking the child with you, but you're on the stage for a couple of hours. You out for a while. And so somebody's taking care of that child. They don't deal with the fact that our children here, our level, if you will, in a impoverished community, have to deal with parents who are constantly working to provide, or either that single parent home, whether it's a mother or whether it's a father. We have both. Or, that child's coming into the home and they have no attention. Uh, so, it's a lot more work here. And if they would just take time to back up and see and help out, they pretty much will help out you do better.
Yes.
Not money. It's not always about the money. It's about spending time with them. I can give you, like you said, I can give you $100,000. But because I gave it to you and you didn't learn anything, you're gonna get the baddest stuff.
Yeah.
And it's gonna fly right through your hands.
It's like a lot of people that won the lottery. They would say it was the worst thing that ever happened to them.
Yes. Yes, I've heard that.
There's a lot of stories out there. Lottery winners. It's the worst thing that ever happened. I'm
Mhm.
broke. It's a lot.
Okay. My next question is: considering the popularity of podcasts, could Unbreakable Faith explore the creation of a youth-led podcast or storytelling initiative as a means of amplifying voices and fostering community connections with youth?
Absolutely. Yes. Podcasts are great. They don't have to show their face, right?
No.
So they can actually get up there and they can spaz out on whatever the issue is that they're dealing with. And that is a big plus to me. I
That's
love podcasts because when I first started, I honestly I don't like videos. I don't. People are like, that's just not you. That's not you. We can't believe that. No, I don't like to be in front of a camera. I don't. But in that part of it, working with that, I did have a podcast and it was called Love Shouldn't Hurt. And I had a young rapper who actually surprised me and he wrote the intro to my podcast. And he is a young gentleman, very motivated in DC. And when he found out about my podcast, it's like, I got something for you. And I love that intro that he made for me. And then I invited him to come to Charlotte to one of my events. And he came down here rapping, and I was like, okay, okay. And at the end, he surprised me. He had a T-shirt for me with my podcast on it, Love Shouldn't Hurt. I was like the title of it, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But I've moved from the podcast. I believe telling stories are great. And that's what I did. I told stories on my podcast.
yeah. I definitely agree with you. Love should not hurt, and people is out here going through a lot of abuse, thinking it's love, and it's not. It's toxic, and I feel like the world is normalizing this toxic behavior, and we need to
Uh-huh.
stop. We need to move away from that.
Absolutely. They do. I that's part of my book. The teen violence. I was
Mhm.
in a relationship with my children's father. I have twins.
Mhm.
And I was in a relationship with him at a very young age. I was like 16, 17. But the relationship was toxic. It was horrible. It was just horrible. And I saw the sign, but I ignored them because I wanted to be with him.
And
And so, yeah,
a lot of people is with people just for social status, you know.
yeah, yeah. He
So
was one of the ones that was popular up here in the high school, and all the girls wanted him, but he wanted me. And I was like, yeah, uh-huh.
We're reaching our 3 minute mark, so I'm gonna ask this last question and then I'm conclude. Okay. So
Okay.
my next question for you is: urban farming has gained traction in community development. How could Unbreakable Faith incorporate urban farming initiatives to teach suitable responsibility and provide hands-on learning experiences for youth?
I'm sorry, I did not hear what you said.
So my question is, Unbreakable Faith, we start over. Okay. Urban farming has gained traction in communities developments. How could Unbreakable Faith incorporate urban farming initiatives to teach suitable responsibility and provide hands-on learning experience for youth?
Going into the school system. I
Um,
believe that going out into the school system and hitting it right on the head. I worked in the school system for 20 years, high school and middle school, elementary. I worked all of them. And our youth hands-on would be to go into the school system and let's set something up so we'll have you have this going on and that going on. Okay, my organization needs to come in.
yeah,
And we need to come in and help these babies out too. Not
yeah,
only that, going into churches, going into corporate offices, talking to those caregivers as well. Yeah,
yeah,
and our babies coming in with us.
yeah,
They're gonna come, and
yeah,
we want you guys to see what they can do. It's not like you said; they're not bad. They just misled.
yeah. I think we need more career days out here, you know,
Yes.
because that's something that I don't think a lot of schools, especially in New York City, that's not something they do. And we need more of that. Kids need role
Trade.
models. Yeah,
They
they need
need more
role models.
trade. Yeah. When I was in school, we had trades. You know, if you wanted to do hair, you had cosmetology school on campus. If you wanted to be a welder, okay, we had that class over there. You know, if you wanted to do electronics or whatever, you know, we always had an option. Those were the things. They pulled all that stuff away from our babies. And you know, yeah, but I used to love going to
But one of
school
them was
because I
about
knew I
20
could go to
grand.
cosmetology school, even though I didn't become a cosmetologist. At least I went, you know, and tried to learn. I did learn how to do relaxers and stuff like that. Yeah, I did that.
Yes. That's one of them costs about 20 grand. And people always say, oh, what about financial aid? Don't matter. It still costs 20 grand. That's the point. All right. So Michelle, thank you for joining us. It's Uncomfortable Truth Podcast.
Yeah,
And,
we appreciate you joining us and giving us your time.
yes, you know, time flew past. No, I didn't think it was gonna go past so fast. I still had other questions, you know, but maybe we can do this again another time and do it proper. No mistakes,
Yes.
no technical difficulties.
Absolutely. No problem. What part of New York are you guys in?
We're in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Brooklyn in the house.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I had a great time with you guys. Technical issues happen. It's just what it is. I'm a patient young lady, so
As long as we get through it, that's it.
yeah. Y'all call me back. I love to come on the show and have a great time with you guys. You know, just send me the topic and we'll cut up a little bit.
Okay.
Got you.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you for watching Uncomfortable Truth Podcast.
Yes.
I'm with my co-host, Rome Beats Go Hard, and our guest, Michelle. Thank you again for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment. And also, color books on sale on Amazon. Link in the bio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right, take
Oh, that's just in time.